happen to be playing poker, so it's going to be a little bit about poker and the SmartiChris series. Bravo. So basically, what everybody needs to do is to, like, identify what you don't like about your body, and then try to change it before it becomes a problem, right? Like, so if you, particularly for women, so look at the older women in your family, and if you look like your aunt, and your aunt doesn't have the body type that you like, then make some of those changes when you're young before it becomes a problem. And it's very simple. It's like very simple, just slight little tweaks. Like, for instance, condiments, they taste good, but they give you calories without even, you don't get full off the condiments, right? They just make it taste better. But so eat less condiments. Get condiments, like try to eat no condiments whatsoever. Like, I barely ever eat condiments, and avoid eating bread. Eat smaller, like, meals, because what happens is your stomach's like a balloon, so you stretch the balloon when you eat, and especially if you eat past being full. It's like you're trying to blow in extra air into the balloon. It's already full, right? So maybe, like, if you're out at something, if you're a guest, then it's good taste to eat whatever they put in front of you. But at the same time, right, you can politely say you're full or whatever, right, or just to make sure you don't have your eyes bigger than your mouth. And because that's one thing, like, I was fortunate, like, I didn't live with my teenage son when he was a teenager. Like, he's 20 now, but so I kind of lucked out in a way, but it sucks, right? Like, from a being a father perspective, right? It would have been such a learning curve. Like, I wish I would have had all that experience, but I left his mom before then. But anyways, there would have been times where, like, every father, right, their son all of a sudden is eating like a man, and but that's one thing to eat like a man, but they don't eat everything they put on the plate. Right, so their eyes are bigger than their mouth, right, and they don't work, so they don't know the appreciation of money, right? So you can teach them, like, I only did it like once or twice, right? But I should have did it more often. I would have if the beach was, like, say, like in Toronto, where there's Woodbine Beach, where you could go in very short distance, right? But where I went, you had to drive about 40 minutes on the highway, right? But I was gonna start a trend with my kids, and especially if it was closer, where like, just freeze water, buy a bunch of water, and then just go to the beach, and then I had the kids sell them, and then we ended up going to Walmart to buy some toys afterwards. They both got a toy each, right? Like, I think I made about, like, probably say $20 to $30. Then I chipped in, like, whatever to buy the toy, and just wanted to show them how to be an entrepreneur, right? How to be self-employed and make money. But my son, actually, he's pretty good. He ended up trading, I forget what it was, like, he traded, like, a juice, like, this is probably, like, he ended up having to give it back, right? But he traded a juice box for, like, the best toy at Walmart. They would be equivalent to, like, the Legos toy or whatever, like the $70 toy. But he got for about $5 worth of value. He turned his $5 worth of value to about, like, $80 worth of value. It was amazing. But then his grandmother's like, well, no, he wasn't allowed to do that, and so that stopped. But I was definitely impressed. And there were several times that my son would sell items. I did start selling things on Facebook Marketplace, and I did change the way that they did it locally. I could tell that I had an influence, because I look at things differently. Well, this isn't for adults, or this isn't for kids. They maybe see the opposite. They try to that's break. This isn't for kids, but I'll play a little GIF video I made, and it was inspiration by Libby Dunn. She's a CrossFit trainer or something like that, a YouTube personality basically. But she said some sort of just spit on that thing comment, and I'm like, wow, that's an instant meme. And so then I made a little video about it. I'll play after this. This was looking like it was going to be a cakewalk for this entire tournament. Almost had three opponents crippled in that one hand. And the three were crippled, and I thought I knocked out three of them.
Sorry, where are we next, John? Left on, left on.
But I started a new medium with GIF videos, basically. And it never really took off because I don't really have a huge social media following because I'm in my 40s, right? But it should have started a whole genre of filmography, like GIF movies, like 3-second movies that are stitched together in a comic way or in a meaningful way. So you heard it first from SmartiChris. Well, I've been up in Sault Ste. Marie for a long period of time, so one thing I have noticed about Toronto is the women are beautiful. Women in Toronto are beautiful, all that. I've seen like beautiful women of every skin tone. Last night I seen, she's young, probably about 25, mind you, but that's too old for my son likes blonde, right? So, but this woman was, he does find like lots of other women pretty, don't get me wrong, but his preference is blondes at this point, right? It may change, who knows. But anyways, this woman, her skin tone was such a perfect brown. I've never seen, like, you can't get that dark brown being Caucasian, and it was like just glistened, and it was like the perfect skin tone for her. I've never seen it. It was there's the panhandler move, and then so that's what she looked like. Well, that's her skin tone right there, and she had a beautiful smile. But so now I'll play that video. The SmartiChris. This is my idea of getting. This is my idea of round one. So it's probably in my playlist here. I have lots of them, so they're definitely worth checking out. There's Bill C18, and it keeps me anonymous.
Oh, you want me? She's the right woman for the job.
Here's the funny part.
Just adult porn to be added to this. Oh wow, it's in her hair. She didn't mind one bit. Thanks. Bye. Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, Seduction Productions. Get your vulva erupting, ladies. This is a funny.
Well, this after that, Grandma Panties. Okay, I'll play this one. So check out Scene Comedy. It's pretty funny.
Comedic song that I wrote on one of my profiles on TikTok, a former profile that I have, and so this is just tell them that this isn't about anybody in particular. Like I just realized that there are more than likely some guys that feel this way. It's my funny song. She started wearing grandma panties like her ass died, and I cried a million times. What did I ever do to that ass? I used to have a blast. I used to grab Jenny, gave me that sass, and we would make time, which I thought was never bad. The ass never looked sad. Then she started wearing grandma panties like her ass died, and I cried a million times. You dress like a midlife crisis. Why do you make me feel lifeless? You wear your hair like you don't care. She started wearing grandma panties like her ass died, and I cried a million times. You dress like a midlife crisis. Why do you make me feel lifeless? You wear your hair like you don't care. Grandma panties are for me. See, I am a man, and those grandma panties got to go. They make you look old and slow. You'll be accepted to it though by Kill Me Slow with those grandma panties. Unleash that ass. We can have a blast like we used to before you became complacent, like we split rent. Started wearing grandma panties like her ass died. I cried a million times. Dressed like a midlife crisis. Why do you make me feel lifeless? You wear your hair like you don't care. I want to liberate your ass compared to when we met. It's a stark contrast. Pretty soon, it is the minivan queue and bingo will be the new you. So that's Grandma Panties by Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. If you play in big cities and most.
Well, that one's pretty funny. So that one, in Canada, it's we call it Tim Hortons, but pretty soon we're going to be calling it Timdia Hortons, because there's a lot of East Indians that love working at Tim Hortons. Timdia Hortons, and so it's pretty crazy because SmartiChris never had these wrinkles, and then this brain computer interface, watch that disappear. And how I didn't buy any Plexiderm. Started wearing grandma panties. Another one is women augment their face with makeup. Oh no, she went from a 6 to 10. Bravo, ladies. Bravo, ladies. That's my sports announcer voice. SmartiChris' sports announcer voice. That's why they give me wrinkles, because so I to dampen my my sex appeal. And then one of my favorite lines is oh, Canada, I got that PhD in seduction, make your body start erupting. I want to be that legend between your thighs, so when you're away, you can't sleep at night. I'm a sweet and Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Once I get in your legs, you'll know what I mean. It's called FEMA to clean up the bedroom, the bedroom looked like a natural disaster. Call FEMA to clean it up afterwards. Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. Yes, ladies. So I'm gonna be, I made a bunch of songs. Let's see, I don't even know how many I made. About 32 songs I made, I think. So I will play, this one's good. This is True Spring Computer Interface.
So I wrote this new song, and I'm gonna try to sing it, but I'm gonna read it, and at some point, and I'm just going to do it in one take, because in the future I'm going to be able to show who hacked me, and to get the ones that want to hack me right there. But I'm going to be able to show who hacked me and prove it in the future. But all you have to do is look at the technological advance in the last few years, because if you go to Chris Meyer Diggins, ChrisMeyerDiggins, and then Summer in Those Jeans, and I wrote and sang it in one take, basically, and didn't stutter whatsoever. I didn't mispronounce. I didn't go out of tune. None of that happened. And this was only a few years ago, right? So this is the technological advance with artificial intelligence and nanotechnology. Here's what they use to make me suck now. I call it suck tech. Anyways, here it goes. It's a funny song, but it has a message. So they don't like that, so they're gonna skew it. You haven't seen your dick in years. You haven't seen your dick in years, or you'll never see it ever again. Your wife will be brought to tears if you've ever felt my hand masturbate my little man, my penis or my son's daughter's vagina. If you've ever felt this come, they hacked me there, but I didn't want to change this. I thought I'd change it to private parts, but it didn't save that part. So I was reading private. In my mind, I was thinking private parts, but I didn't see that. So I'll do it again. You haven't seen your dick in years. You haven't seen your dick in years, or you'll never see it ever again. And your wife will be brought to tears if you've ever felt my hand masturbate my little man, my penis or my son's or my daughter's private parts. If you've ever felt this come, very few days until the system's wrapped. If you've ever watched me bath, or my kids, you didn't realize my wit, so clever, underestimated, never duplicated, often imitated. Your DNA is vulnerable to the consequences of your karma. You made your own bed. It's in time the crimes against the king. You will be dead. Treason, sedition, or plethora of more. I'm righting a wrong. I will settle the score. You killed or maimed my good citizens of the world. And then the musical interlude. You haven't seen your dick in years.
Dick in years, guys.
You haven't seen your dick in years, or you'll never see it ever again. And your wife will be brought to tears if you've ever felt my hand masturbate my little man.
Or my kids' private parts.
So right before I started recording, they just registered me to violate my experience, to hack me. So any point where I stutter or not able to coherently communicate, it's one of these evil assholes that I wrote this song about. So I'm going to relish, once I'm king of the world, executing one of them and every one of their family members that are enemy combats of mine. Every single one of them. I'm going to enjoy every one of their deaths personally. I'm going to appreciate it for mankind. They secretly commit genocide every day. So that being said, if you're evil, I could be an asshole too, you little shit. Like an iceberg. You only get the tip. You're not deep enough to get the sarcastic twist.
And some women aren't worthy enough to get more than the tip of the penis.
Mentally, you little bitch. Men or women or young enemy combatants that play the subliminal switch, you little bitch. I guess I should say, you little bitch. I could skewer you with my words, you little turd, or switch the tempo, making rhymes you never heard, like Chris, inventing a better world, Da Vinci of the times, like Tesla, but I can rhyme. Tyrants keep stealing what's mine. If you're evil, I could be an asshole too, you little shit. Like an iceberg. You only get the tip, you're not deep enough to get the sarcastic twist. Mentally, you little bitch. Believe this or not, computer assisted telepathy could hear your thoughts. A coalition against evil, system upheaval. So I was hacked there, so getting the people that were trying to hack me when I said assisted there. I'm tired now. As a guy,
So, go to change.org. You can be a hero and make a change. So I want to play this one here, Catfish You. So people didn't like what was happening to their. Well, I'm trying to get artificial intelligence to turn a penis into a vagina that can't get fucked. I guess I'll play some of these.
I'm gonna make a video, and I always feel like I'm self stuck because my hands are moving like this, and it's is he playing drums? Anyways, it's International Women's Day, so we're gonna make a quick little video about the length that guys go doing press rolls. So I don't know, it's probably about 8. I'm riding my bike, I see this girl with her mom, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna press her. So I'm riding my bike, so I stick my foot in the tire to lift it up, right? But I'm like, I'm gonna hold on to it actually. So I do. Next thing you know, boom, I'm sliding on my face, right? So then I had to pick up my bike and my pride, right? And then as I do that, right, it must have worked because she looked back. I have a funny story here. I was, in Florida vacation, walking along the pier, and all of a sudden I hear shark, right? So everybody starts running, right? I'm thinking like Jaws is right there, or a megalodon, right? And then we get there, and this guy's holding up the shark. It's about like this big, and he's like, oh. And then next thing you know, it's like, should I keep it? And the whole crowd's like, yeah, keep it. And then my daughter comes out and I'm like, no, it's just a baby. It's just a baby. Then the crowd's like, yeah, it's a baby. Throw it back. So I'm around 3 or 4 at the time, and remember those plastic bats? As kids, they're big on the one end and skinny on the other end, the little plastic bats, right? So I'm teeing off on stuff like I'm Tiger Woods at the range, right? And I'm just having a great time, just smashing stuff. So naturally stuff gets broken, right? So you're right? Glass starts falling, right? My brother Barry couldn't talk at the time, so I hand him the bat, right? My parents come running out. They're like, looking at Barry, right? They couldn't give him crap because he couldn't talk, right? And I didn't get in trouble, so I was like, anyways, so they say that violence in movies doesn't translate to real life, and as an older brother, I can tell you that's a lie. I'd watch like a kung fu movie. Next thing you know, once it's done, it's like, hey Barry, let's go to the park. I'd be trying out my moves on the kid. Crazy life experience again. So I'm outside having a smoke. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden I look over, see my neighbor's house.
I'll play a reggae song I made.
As a guy, we're either born handsome.
I'll play this catchy little jingle.
This is a little jingle I made. I hate Canada. I hate Canada. I hate Canada. All they do is import terrorists to terrorize me. They steal my attributes. They flood my brain with estrogen. Fuck you, Canada. The fools made me buy a gun. They try to entrap me, rape me every day of my life. Statute of limitations, motherfucker. You try to set me up and you rape me ever since then. Fuck you.
2014, 11 years ago.
Canada's per capita income went down 6,000 per capita ever since they sold me a gun. So fuck you, Canada. I'll never fill up a stadium in Canada or blessed with my presence. Once I'm monarch and I can be God. They stole trillions. They made me beg, sleep on the streets for problems they caused. I hate Canada. I hate Canada. I hate Canada. They try killing my kids. They rape my divine kids. If I had money today, I'd never come back. I'll never protect them in times of war if my kids aren't on their soil. All they do is rob me. They rob me of Olympic gold, Hall of Fame, poker glory, a foreign.
You know what they did? They encouraged my son to join the military. And the funny thing is I tried joining the military when I was younger, and I had a planner's board on my hand, and it was on my right hand, and I'm like, well,
as a guy,
I'm like, well, it's not contagious, because if it was contagious, it's on my hand, it would be all over my body if it was contagious. But so they said I couldn't join the army at that point, and then this was at 16, and then at 18 they're like, do you still have the wart? And I'm like, well, you didn't want me my wart in your army in the first place. I was a little slighted, but I was a little pompous at 18, right? Who isn't?
we're either born handsome or we're not, right? There's no in between, and you can see. I'll just show you some things real fast here. So there's all time. Those are the people that any time in the future. Those are going to be some people that are at home for to get the animal violators, and then here is to get the human violators anytime they're at home. Anytime this video is played around, I think. So that being said, women could change their appearance quite drastically, and so I did write a song. This is another. It's June 26, 2025. This is another video.
Oh, here we go. Here's blessed up. My phone's getting hacked in Toronto right now. Right there. So right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Getting all of this. And everybody's pinned down, and everybody got people worse than them. SmartiChris knows I saved the day. The song, I wrote a song. I'm gonna write a song. Anyways, called "Woke Up Poor, Gonna Be Rich by Morning."